We're so excited.
Oh, so excited.
We have got Zane Tarence today here from Founders. I was going to say it with me.
Founders Advisors.
You guys say it with me.
Okay, you want to try?
Founders Advisors.
There we go.
Out of Birmingham, Alabama.
You would think I know what she's asking me to do, and I don't.
I always think of him having telepathy with me, and he doesn't. No. Zane is the partner at Founders Advisors, and because he knows his business better than anyone else, we're going to let him share with us what it is Founders Advisors does. And who for. So
yes. Welcome Zane.
Come on. Hey, I love being with Bruce and Gail. This is always a joy and it's always fun. So glad to be here. I am an investment banker, and basically we help founders. The name of our company is Founders because my partner and I were both founders of companies. We help founders create value in their private companies. So hopefully one day they can have an event where they get to take some chips off the table, a liquidity event. Or down south, we say, take some of that meat off the bone. So we're investment bankers that try to give business owners the knowledge, the know-how to create enterprise value in their businesses. And along the way, Gail and Bruce, if they need capital, if they just need some debt, we'll do that as well. Or if they say, you know what, I'm ready to exit and retire, we can help them with that as well.
I love that. Yay.
So Zane, I'm curious to know, I don't know if we asked you this question. So full disclosure to our audience, we do know Zane. We've met Zane before. We've worked with Zane, not because we sold our company, but that's in the future.
Hey.
We're just going to put that out there.
I love it.
How did you get involved in this business, Zane? What was the event that brought you to doing this?
The catalyst.
Yeah, great question. First of all, I know y'all are a safe place, Gail and Bruce. I don't know where you're going to use this, but you're a safe place. I probably don't belong in this industry for my education. Typically, people that are in this industry went to Harvard or Princeton or Yale. I was actually a software engineer, worked for IBM, ended up 12 years into IBM inventing a product for one of our clients. Long story short, if it's not too late, IBM deeded that product over to me. Wow. They funded my startup business when I was 34. I'm 58 now, so I'm pretty old. And I started the track of being a business owner trying to build value. And my initial investors, hired me an investment banker, Chip Porter. I didn't even really know what they did back when I was 34 years old. Hired me an investment banker to help us navigate our journey with capital. And then in 3 years, we actually sold the business. We had a lot of options, but we sold the business to a publicly traded company. And I said, what just happened to me? I think I missed my calling. I should have been a river guide, helping entrepreneurs do what Chip just helped me do. But kind of put it on the back burner, sold my company a year into it. We had made our earnout. My wife didn't want to move to Boston. I lovingly departed the company that bought us, and I started a VC model incubator. I said, hey, I'm going to invest in these companies, help them grow, and we'll have a good, event one day together. Loved that. And then by God's grace, my business partner now had this investment banking firm. He called me one day and said, man, you'd be a good river guide for entrepreneurs. Why don't we partner? And I said, man, I'm not an investment banker. He said, man, you can really do this because you've raised a lot of capital on your own. So I moved over here 17 years ago, Bruce and Gail. Wow. Kind of a, weird path to investment banking, but have been being a river guide for 17 years now for entrepreneurs. I love it. It is my calling. And the good news is I've got the smart people working for me. So maybe I didn't go to those Ivy League schools, but I got some really smart people on our team. So that's how I got here.
Yeah, let's be honest. I think maybe you are the smart person because now you're not in debt for hundreds of thousands of dollars for college. So I'm just saying. So here's what I love about you and what you do. And we not only do we know you and we worked with you, we have a mutual friend that you kind of helped sell his business. And one of the things I remember him telling me about you when he met you was he just felt this really strong connection. Like you really got him, you got the business, you listened. So I love that you call yourself the river guide of entrepreneurs, because immediately it brings to mind, that it's an adventure, right? It doesn't have to be just technical and strategic. It's an adventure, and there's a lot of emotion that's tied up with that. And in my mind, when I'm thinking about kind of being that river guide and doing that work, it makes me think about just the industry itself and how sterilized it can be. What are you seeing in industry that is real challenge right now? Maybe in competitors that are doing the same work, or just in your own experience at founders that's challenging right now?
Great question. And I think these challenges help us, obviously get better. I don't like to put the strain on my muscles and everything, but I get better. We're seeing some headwinds right now. And I would say the first thing is systemic, just with the interest rates. In our world, business valuations go down when interest rates go up, because these buyers can't put enough, as much leverage, as much debt as on one of these companies. So valuations go down. When that happens, it just discourages founders and entrepreneurs that knew their businesses used to trade at a certain multiple, and now just, they can't control this. It's totally outside their control. But with interest rates being high, it's a headwind in our space, Gail. So that's one thing. Another thing, and again, I like to be an encourager. Y'all know me. I don't like to focus on things that are tough, but there's a lot of disruption right now, especially in the technical communities and publishing communities, but also in every traditional business around artificial intelligence. AI is an awesome thing, I think, but it is causing so much disruption. Some business models that have been worth a lot of money in the past, there's now so much concern that the business models are going to be disrupted that some of these companies are not tradable right now. There's not buyers that want to take the risk until they see how AI is going to affect that industry. So I would say AI on one side, lots of new opportunities. It could be exciting, but it's so new. We're really seeing more disruption than we are creation of value. So interest rates and that is kind of probably being two of my most difficult things right now.
I'm curious, Zane, as a software engineer, your original training, right, coming out and looking at the opportunity with AI, and also realizing, a lot of the things that we've offloaded just as entrepreneurs, right, just the two of us, creating content, writing things. When I think of businesses like marketing, when I think of lawyers is another one where you think like, okay, great. I can build out all of this content in a fraction of a second and have it just deliver information to me. And there's some debate about whether the models have bias and accuracy. I'm curious to know what your software engineer brain is like. Ooh, I'd like to peck at that a little more.
Yeah. And I think AI, it's going to be amazing. And we always say where there's mystery, where there's disruption, there's a huge opportunity, right? So for the entrepreneurs that are creative, that are intellectually curious, this AI thing is going to be really exciting. I think the issue is, Bruce, we're in this no man's land. Mm-hmm. It's not fully vetted to what it's actually going to do or are not going to do. And so when people get a little confused and a little fuzzy, they say no. They sit on the sidelines. They don't invest as much. So do I think it's going to be amazing? Yes, I think we're just in no man's land. And what I think it is, it's artificial intelligence plus people. It's the way you combine this creative nature of people that truly understand the context, the relationships. Then you use that AI. It's very good. AI is amazing at content, amazing at looking through large data sets and figuring out trends. But at the end of the day, it's like every company. Whoever can leverage their human talent along with this tool, that's what's going to be special. And so I am excited about it. I don't want to be discouraged. Just at this interim, it's confusing and nobody really knows. So everybody's kind of tentative, if that makes sense.
It does. I love how you put that. The idea of whenever there's mystery, there's and curiosity, there's just great opportunity. And
yes,
it is coupled with reticence, right? And people saying, well, it's unknown and I don't know. And we've talked to you about this before. One of the things that we claim we help and we do help with, although people say it's not possible, is kind of building uncertainty tolerance, right? That it is a muscle you can build. The more you are in uncertain, experiences and in times, the more your brain says, "Ooh, I didn't die, and I'm going to be okay."
Yes.
So speaking of that, and then the second thing was, I love that you brought up the people side, because that is definitely it, right? I love all the things that I think AI is bringing to us and will bring to us. It is like the Wild West. We don't know yet. And I love that you said it's the people. That's the differentiator, really, is the people and the relationships, which I know is important to you at Founders. And so that brings me to my next question, which is, when you think about people and the relationships that we have, what is a power skill or a soft skill that you think is lacking today that we either need to get back to, or we need to improve upon, or you just are seeing as really critical to be successful in your industry today, in business today?
I love that question. And Gail, what you were just talking about, and this is what I love about what y'all do, the creativity aspect of this is more important than ever. People say, "Oh, AI is going to do all this stuff. I can talk about a logo and it actually produce a logo." It's the creativity of the individual leveraging that tool. You can give me the best golf club in the world, and that equipment can only take me so far. It's the person swinging that golf club. I don't care if it's made out of lithium, graphite, whatever. It's the person that's using that. It's the person that's using the violin, right? So people. So in this, and this relates to everything, not just AI, skills that I see that are key for this time in our history. It is still the ability to view relationships, to understand. It's almost an emotional IQ along with just an IQ. It's smart to be a system thinker. Everything human beings and every system, any kind of system, a bodily system, a computer system, a process, a manufacturing system, being able for individuals to be system thinkers is probably one of the most important skills I see with people I work with, people that we try to recruit, people in our companies that are super successful, a system thinker. And I think nowadays we're so addicted to data that sometimes we don't put it in the system. Now, how do you get that? I'm not sure. It's a level of maturity. I think you can be trained in that, and it's just being a system thinker. So I think that's something that's missing. I'm going to go back to the old school as well. Let me tell you something that is never getting old that I see. I watch the power that people wield when they have this skill. If you can, in a room, be a memorable communicator, that makes the biggest difference. I don't care what kind of technology you have. When you can be in a room with people and you can be a memorable communicator where people don't mentally go to the beach when you're talking, that is a game changer. If you can get a marker and go to the whiteboard and people say, "I remember that." Now, I think it's because you're a system thinker, you understand context, but you say things where people can hear you. That's a skill that I don't think ever is going to go away.
I have a comment about that because it makes me laugh. Do you remember, this is going to date us both, I think, Zane, the old adage, if E.F. Hutton talks,
people
listen.
That's right. It's that whole capability. And when you think about it from a systems, kind of a systems view of things, there are absolutely things that you can do to make those skills better. Mm-hmm. And I think because, we rely on things like these so much that we forget to be good at this, right? To be good at the communication.
Yes. And also, COVID did us no favors, right? And what we're hearing from clients over and over again is like people have forgotten how to relate to one another, how to listen to one another, how to have those meaningful connections. And, I really wanted to say this to you when you talked about it, from a system perspective. I think we think about data and analytics and strategy and content and technology and all of that as this separate bucket that you absolutely need, an approach for, a process, right? And people think I'm really great at relationships. I'm great at communicating. I'm great at listening. I'm great at being, I can be memorable. And I think what a lot of people miss is you can take a strategic and systemic approach to your relationships.
I love it.
And still be authentic, right? You can still be you. You just need to be, like you said, emotionally intelligent and aware enough to know how to show up for somebody and what's going to resonate for them. So really, really love that.
Yeah, and I got to hit this again. And y'all encourage me that there is a way to systematize this, not to make it inauthentic or like I'm trying to manipulate you. I want to be the best me I can be, right? 100%. And authenticity in this communication, I think it's what I'm learning as an older dude. This is what really matters. People, we're perfect communicators, really. If we're authentic, that moves people. It still moves people. So how do we be the best me I can be highly competent in what we do, and communicate where it's memorable? And I was just thinking the other day, there's some people in my life, I'm not going to say who, that I work with on different occasions, and they're talking, and literally I just go to the beach. I don't know. What is there about their communication? And then there's some people I work with, it's not a decision to be tuned in. I'm just tuned in. And that's the difference. If you can figure out that and you have that skill in today's marketplace, I think you can stand out so much. I tell my adult daughters, if there's one thing that I would encourage you to really develop as a skill, it's being able to speak so people listen. And that's the use of humor, being yourself. I'm a stutterer. I don't know if y'all know this. Y'all see me talk enough. If I get tired or sleepy, and I'm coming from a long trip, as you know, sometimes I stutter. That used to horrify me, y'all. And just being honest with you, I had such an insecurity starting off in my career. Sometimes when I got nervous or whatever, I would stutter or tired. Can I tell you, my stuttering ended up making me more effective as a communicator. Sometimes I'll do it on purpose. No, I won't. But people loved me. They cared for me. They were listening like, oh no, I don't want Zane not to be able to get out a vowel. That's uncomfortable. So they would just be for me, right? And then when I was selling at IBM, people would buy stuff from me. And I think it's because they liked me, they appreciated me. But the very thing I thought that would make me a poor communicator, really that authenticity, it blessed me, y'all. It blessed me.
So, love that.
That's great.
Love that.
All right, so we've got another question for you, Zane. This is a little more serious, depending on how you spin it.
Oh, serious.
All right. What's the best piece of advice you've ever been given that you've kind of carried through, that kind of moment that you went, I didn't realize how important this was for me maybe, and now I understand it? Or it was an immediate lightning rod when you heard it, you just went, I get it.
I get it.
Oh, this is it. And I should have learned this sooner, and I knew it, but I didn't have it consolidated like this. And one of my partner's mentors said this to him, and I overheard it. Exceptional people create exceptional results. That totally changed my view of creating value in businesses. My own business, spending time with my A players, and don't take this wrong, I'm not being ugly, versus 3 times as much time with my C players, instead of helping my C players get in a better role somewhere else. They're great people, maybe they're just in the wrong role. Exceptional people create exceptional results. If you as a leader will spend time finding, hiring, retaining, loving, find out what their love languages are, their spouse's love languages, their significant others, their kids. You invest in amazing people, the organization will thrive. And so I try to spend my time now thinking, what can I do to hire and retain and attract exceptional people? Because, I'm in a services business like y'all. My people are who deliver on the promises of founders. And I'm just telling you, That is an apocalyptic piece of advice that was so simple, but I found it to be so true. And we work with some of the best investors around the world. They always invest in the people. Mm-hmm. They invest in the jockey more than they do the horse. They know if they get the right jockey, it will work. So people, and invest in those people. Give them systematic ways to become better presenters. Give them learning opportunities, and you're going to have to shut me up, but one more thing. These exceptional people, you know what they are? They are fascinated with learning new things. Mm-hmm. They are learners. They're intellectually curious. They're listening to podcasts. They have unique hobbies, but they want to be the best of the best, and they learn, they adapt. And today, the time in history we live in, you can learn anything. And I think, even me at my age, I struggle learning some stuff, and I just have to remember I'm not failing at learning this. An exceptional person thinks this way. I'm training. So if y'all teach me how to be a more memorable communicator and I fail and you're doing some, role playing with me I feel uncomfortable with, I'm not failing as an A player, I'm training. And that's the way exceptional people think. So people.
Yes,
that's good. I love it.
I've seen the acronym first attempt in learning is what I've seen for fail. Yeah. You don't have it. You don't have it. You have to have the missteps. Like you said earlier, you got to stretch the muscle to grow the muscle. So
that's right.
That's awesome.
That's right. You think about how many times a toddler falls in order to learn how to walk.
Yeah.
Right. They have to just
100%.
get up and keep doing it.
They don't stop. They keep
going. And you can read the exceptional people. They reframe how they view failure. Mm-hmm. They view it as training. It doesn't define them. They know they're worthy. They know they're competent. But dadgummit, I'm training, and it takes a little while. You never do anything your first time well.
Yeah.
Never.
No. That's right. We just had an interview with a business owner of a B Corp marketing firm, and one of the things she said is you got to love the mess. You got to the mess of it. Yeah. And there's a chapter I think in Adam Grant's book, Think Again. If you've not read that, it's wonderful, and it's the joy.
I need to read it. It's called what?
Adam Grant, and the book's called Think Again, and it's a chapter that's finding joy in being wrong, something like that. So true learners, like you were talking about, they get excited when they're wrong because then they're closer to being right.
That's right.
And they're closer to being better. And so that's awesome. So final question.
Okay.
What are you looking forward to? What is inspiring you? What is lifting you right now in your life?
Wow. I just came back from Italy. I think y'all know I was gone. I'm telling y'all, I've had the gift of travel in my life. This is first time I'd ever been to Italy. Y'all, this is my new favorite country. I'm inspired by it. I love the people. I love the food. I love everything about it. I told my wife I want to grow a beard, move into one of those little mountain towns that, started, AD 400, BC, 400 BC. And I want to write and drink cappuccinos. That's what's inspiring me.
That
sounds
sounds like an amazing experience.
What's a good word for that? Manja. That's eating, and then what else?
Yes.
Good.
Yes, Italy is one of the most spectacular places on the planet. We've been up and down the coast. We've been in the middle.
I love how you said
love it.
I've had the gift of travel, and I think we have too. And it is a blessing to be able to do that because you get to learn so much. And man, Zane, you are amazing.
Zane Tarence, we are so thrilled that you spent a little time with us to be a part of our little podcast. It is great to see your face, and it's even better just to chat with you.
Well, y'all know I'm from Alabama, but I love you guys. I love both of y'all. Hey. Amazing. Love the work. Love what you're doing with people to make a difference. And I'm just excited that y'all allow me to share.
Awesome. We'll talk to you soon, Zane.
See you soon.
Thank y'all. See ya. Amazing.